Salutare discipuli, third graders. I miss you all, seeing you all in person, but again, I'm excited that we can continue learning Latin together. So, discipuli oremus. Pater noster, qui es in caelis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris. Et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. All right, third graders, we are going to jump right into it today. And so we are going to start by talking about adjectives. Now, I know we've talked about this before, but what are adjectives? Try to think of the definition in your head. That's right, adjectives are words that describe nouns. So we know a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, if I said the sentence, "The day is sunny," in that sentence, day is our noun. That's what we're talking about. It's the thing we're talking about. And then the word sunny is an adjective, because sunny is describing what kind of day it is. If I asked, what kind of day is it? You could say, it's a sunny day. Sunny is used to describe the noun. And we've been learning about adjectives in Latin too. We know that in Latin, our adjectives need to match our nouns in two ways. They need to match our nouns in number, which means singular or plural, and in gender, masculine, feminine, or neuter. So we are going to take a look at a couple of examples. But before we do that, we need to fill out our chart again of our endings for masculine, feminine, and neuter, singular, and plural. If you're following along on the lesson plan, this will actually be on the second page, if you want to go ahead and fill that in now. So let's take a look. Masculine. What is our masculine singular ending for our nouns? That's right, us. All right, what about our masculine plural ending? That's right, e. All right, moving on to feminine. What's our feminine singular ending? A. What is our feminine plural ending? I. A-E. All right, moving on to neuter. What is our neuter singular ending? And what is our neuter plural ending? Ah. So your chart should look something like this. Now, if you're still confused about these different endings and how we figured that out, you can go back and watch one of the last two videos that I made where we talked about it longer. Or you can look back at the lesson plans that I've made as well. But right now we are going to keep moving. So we see these are our endings for the nouns that we've learned. And let's take a look at this first sentence. We have oppidum magnum est. All right, in this sentence we're going to start with oppidum. What does oppidum mean? That's right, third graders. Oppidum means city. So we have the city. Then we go back here. Est. What is est? The city is. And magnum. The city is big. The city is big. Now let's take a closer look at the sentence. When we see oppidum, that ending, that um, let's ask ourselves, is this masculine, feminine, or neuter? That's right, it's a neuter ending. And is it singular or plural? It's neuter, singular. And we know oppidum here is our noun. It means the city. A city is a thing, it's a place, right? So we know the city is our noun. Do we have an adjective in this sentence? That's right, magnum here is our adjective. Magnum, big, is describing the city. If I said, what kind of city is it? You can say, well, it's a big city. Big is describing the city. Magnum is describing Oppidum. And we know that magnum and Oppidum then have to match in number, whether they're singular or plural, and gender, whether they're masculine, feminine, or neuter. We already said we know Oppidum is neuter singular. So magnum has to have the same ending. And we see that here. We see this ending. Magnum also has a neuter singular ending to match Oppidum. All right, let's take a look at the next sentence. Insulae magnae sunt. Insulae magnae sunt. First, let's translate. Insulae. What does that mean? That's right, the islands. The islands. We're going to jump to the end of the sentence. Sunt. What does sunt mean? Are. And magnae. Big. The islands are big. Now let's take a look at our endings. Insulae. AE here. All right, let's first ask, is this masculine, feminine, or neuter? That's right, it's feminine. And is it singular or plural? Plural. Feminine, plural ending. Now we know insulae here, this is our noun, islands. Islands, that's a thing, it's a place. And so we know our adjective here, magnae, needs to match our noun. And so if we have a feminine plural ending for insulae, magnae needs to have a feminine plural ending too. And so we can see that the endings match because magnae, big, is describing insulae, islands. All right, great work, third graders. We are going to get to translate more sentences using adjectives today, and you are going to get the chance to tell us what endings we need to put at the end of each word. Before we do that though, we're going to review a few of our adjectives so that we're ready for translating. So if you're working on the lesson plan, on the second page, you should see 4 different adjectives listed, and you need to go ahead and match those to their English translations. So if you're using the worksheet, I want you to pause this video and I want you to go ahead and try matching those 4 adjectives in Latin to the English translations. And then once you're done, you can unpause the video and we will go through it together. All right, hopefully you had a chance to go ahead and do that. So we're going to start. Magnus aum. What does that mean? Magnus means big or large or great, just like we used it in our translation. Good work. All right, what about parvus aum? Parvus means the opposite. Parvus means small. And then we have multus aum. What does multus mean? Multus means many. It's kind of like the word multiply in English. When we multiply something, we're making it larger. We make many. And then lastly, paucus aum. What does that mean? Paucus means few, so the opposite of many. So we have magnus, big, parvus, small, multus, many, paucus, few. All right, so keep those in mind, and if you have the lesson plan in front of you, you can go ahead and draw those lines in between the words and keep that in front of you as you are translating. All right, we are going to jump into our translation for today. So let's take a look at this first sentence. We have, hold on a second. All right, we have Renus flui blank magn blank est. Now we have 2 jobs, third graders. We need to translate the sentence, but then we also need to fill in the missing endings. we need to be detectives and use our clues to figure out what endings we need to put in the blanks there. So first, let's work on translating. We have Rhenus. What does Rhenus mean? That's right, the Rhine. So we have the Rhine. And this is just an example sentence, so don't worry, you don't have to fill anything in for this one. You can just watch. The Rhine, then we're going to jump to the end of the sentence. Est. What is est? Is. And then we have flui. We know that comes from fluvius, so we're going to say that's river. And magn comes from magnus. We know that means large or big. So the Rhine is a big river. The Rhine is a big river. Okay, now we need to figure out what endings we need to put in the blanks there. So we're going to use our clues. First, we see Rhenus. Okay, Rhenus, that's just one thing, just the Rhine. So that's our first clue. We're talking about one thing. We look at the end of the sentence and we see est. That's our second clue. We know when we see est means is. When you say is, you're only talking about one person, place, or thing. So we have est here. So based on these clues, do you think it's singular or plural? That's right, singular. So we're looking for a singular ending. But is it masculine, feminine, or neuter? That's right, we know fluvius is a masculine word, and so we need a masculine singular ending. Third graders, what is the masculine singular ending? That's right, it's us. So we write in fluvius. But what do we do about this word? That's right, we also use the same ending, we use us. Because magnus here is an adjective. It's describing fluvius, and so we know our adjective needs to match our noun in number, they're both singular, and gender, they're both masculine. Great work, third graders. Now you are going to get a chance to try translating too. So go ahead to the last page of the lesson plan. And you're going to get a chance to translate along with me. So our first sentence that we are going to work on is Tiberius est flui paru blank. Tiberius est flui blank paru blank. All right, let's work through it. First, Tiberius. We know Tiberius means the Tiber. The Tiber. Remember, the Tiber is a river. So we have the Tiber. We see est. We know est means is. Is flui paru. Right, we know flui comes from fluvius, that means river. Paru comes from parvus, which means small. So we're going to say the Tiber is a small river. The Tiber is a small river. All right, now what are we going to put in the blanks? Well, let's look for our clues, detectives. We see Tiberius. We're just talking about one thing here, one river. Then we see est, that's our second clue. Is. So we're talking about one thing, and we have est, which means is. So is it singular or plural? That's right, it's singular. We see the word flui. We remember that comes from fluvius, which is what gender? That's right, masculine. We're looking at masculine singular. So we need to use the ending us. So we have fluvius. And then third graders, what do we put in the blank after paru? That's right, parvus. Why do we do that? Because parvus here is an adjective and it's describing fluvius. So they need to match in number, both singular, and gender, both masculine. Great work. You can go ahead and fill that in on the lesson plan. And we are going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is pretty big, but I know that you can do it. So we have Rhenus et Danuvius non flui blinc par blinc, sed flui blinc magn blinc sunt. Whew, that's a mouthful. All right, let's start by translating if we can. Rhenus et Danuvius. What does that mean? We have the Rhine and the Danube. Those are both names of rivers. Remember that in Europe. The Rhine and the Danube, non flui paru, so are not small rivers. Sed, what does sed mean? That's right, it means but. But flui magn sunt. But are large rivers. Okay, so the Rhine and the Danube are not small rivers, flui paru, but are large rivers, sed flui magn sunt. Okay, great work. Let's see. What endings are we going to put in the blanks here? Well, detectives, what is our first clue? Our first clue is that we're talking about two different rivers, Rhenus et Danuvius. Okay, and then if we look here at the ending, we see sunt. What does that tell us? That's right, sunt means are. And we only use the word are when we're talking about more than one person, place, or thing. So is it singular or plural? Plural. And are we going to use a masculine, feminine, or a neuter ending? Masculine, that's right. How did you know that? Because of the word fluius. We know fluius is masculine. So we're looking for masculine plural endings. What is our masculine plural ending? E, that's right. So we're going to put non flui parvi, sed flui magni. And we remember here that our nouns and adjectives are going to match. Flui magni. They're both masculine and they're both plural. Great work. Okay, so you can go ahead and write that one down. Good work, third graders. I know that was a really big one. And we're gonna move on to number 3. So number 3, we have Sardinia, insul blank, magn blank est. Sardinia insul blank, magn blank est. Now this is a shorter one, so I want you to try translating this on your own. See if you can do it. Sardinia insul blank, magn blank est. And then we'll come together. Okay, third graders, what did you get? Sardinia is, from est, a large island. Did you get that too? Great work. Okay, so what are we going to put in the blanks here? What's our first clue? That's right, Sardinia. We're talking about only one island. What's our second clue? That's right, est. Est means is, so we know it must be singular. That's right. All right, so we're looking for singular, and is it masculine, feminine, or neuter? We know this word insul right here is feminine. So we're looking for our feminine singular ending. What's our feminine singular ending? Ah, that's right. So we have Sardinia, insula. What are we going to put here? That's right, it's going to match. Magna est. So insula and magna are matching here because magna is an adjective that's describing insula, describing what kind of island it is. It's a big island. And so they match in number, both singular, and gender, both feminine. Great work. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Number 4, we have Melita insul paru est. Melita insul paru est. All right, go ahead and try it on your own. Okay, are you ready? We have Malta from Melita is from est, a small from paru, island from insul. Great work. Okay, what are we going to put in the endings here, third graders? What do we think? First of all, is this sentence singular or plural? Singular, that's right. Great job looking at those clues. We see just Malta. We see the est here at the ending. So we know it's singular, and is it masculine, feminine, or neuter? What ending are we going to use? Feminine, that's right. We have our singular feminine ending. And so we're going to write that in here. So we have insula parva. Melita insula parva est. Great work. Go ahead and write that in on the lesson plan. Just 2 more to do together. Okay, number 5. We have Sardinia et Sicilia. Non insul paru sed insul magn sunt. And then I know this one is long, but I want you to try it on your own. So for those of you who might not have the lesson plan in front of you, this is what the sentence looks like. You can pause here if you want to. And then I want you to go ahead and try the sentence on your own, and then we'll come together. And if you can, see if you can fill in the endings on your own as well. Fill in those blanks. Okay, are you ready? Let's see what you got. I have Sardinia and Sicily are not small islands from Par Insul, but from said are big islands. Magnum sunt. Great work. And did you have a chance to fill in those endings? What did you think? What endings should we use for the sentence? Is this sentence singular or plural? Look for the clues. And is this sentence masculine, feminine, or neuter? I'll go ahead and show you the endings. What do you think? Go ahead and fill it in. All right. What did you decide to put in those blanks? That's right, it's feminine plural. We have more than one island. We have sunt here, so we know it's plural. And insula is a feminine word. So we have I as our endings. AE. Sardinia e Sicilia non insulae parvae sed insulae magnae sunt. Great work. Okay, our final sentence. You got this, third graders. Our final sentence is Brundisium non opid par sed opid magn est. And this one you're also going to do on your own, so go ahead and get started. Brundisium non opid par sed opid magn est. All right, see if you can do the translation and fill in the endings on your own. Okay, what did you get? So we have here, our translation is, Brundisium is not a small city, but is a large city. Is that what you got? Because we see here Brundisium, not a small city, but is a large city. All right, and what endings did you choose? We have here. Why Well, we know that this sentence is singular. We're talking about only one city. We have est here, and we know it's neuter because of opidum. So we're looking at our neuter singular endings, and we chose That's right. And we see here that our adjectives are going to match our nouns. In number, both singular, and gender, both neuter. And same here. Magnum and opidum, both singular and both neuter. Great work. All right, that is it for today, third graders. Great work. Keep pressing on. You've got this, and know that I miss you all, and I'll continue to be praying for you, and I'm excited for when we get to see each other again. All right, volete discipuli.